the God G Holy. Welcome to the channel. If you want to see any topic spoke on this channel, make sure you go to our sponsors, Con Wolf. Purchase something, send me proof of purchase, and you can sponsor the next topic in the next episode, and get it on like that. So yeah, make sure you do that. And right now we're gonna talk about New Year's resolutions. Obviously, the only thing to talk about in the New Year's is New Year's resolutions and Uncle Murder, right? Like the wrap up and like this. So I'm gonna just talk about, everybody knows why New Year's resolutions don't work, but I'm gonna give y'all like suggestions for the new year to help you have a more progressive new year, and also like where all this junk comes from, a bit of that, right? So it's a short, long video. Just follow me. New Year's resolutions. Everybody has them. Everybody wakes up and says, man, January 1st, I'm gonna be a new person. That's all fine and dandy, but the timing of it is horrible as far as you aligning with what the earth is doing right now, right? The actual new year is, around April Fool's time. I don't know if you know the history of April Fool's, but, once they changed the new year to be January and people were still celebrating in April, which the new year is actually, late March, early April, they would call them fools to just really just psych them out of using April as the new year still, right? So you can go do the knowledge, do the history on that. So I don't think it's a great time this is the end of the year, actually. End of the year, you're supposed to be buckling down to go into, I put it like this. You're supposed to be taking that last step before you get to a new finish line and a start line. So the end of the year, you're supposed to be hitting everything you was trying to hit last year, not be working on new stuff. That's not what happens in the wintertime, naturally. Think about what happens in the wintertime. Things are withering off and they're dying in the worst form. Like they start dying in fall, and then in the winter it's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? Your grass not growing, nothing. You know what they all waiting for? They waiting for spring. They waiting for that spring equinox so everything could. So that's the actual new year. So when you say I'm gonna be a new person during the new year, part of the reason it's not successful is because the earth itself is just not aligned with what you're trying to do at the time. What it is this is the fiscal new year, right? The fiscal new year. We being guided by the guy Anu and Janus. They make January. That's an annual thing. That's where you get the word annual from, the God Anu. Go do the knowledge on that. So I'm saying those things represent societal things. They represent the renewal of energy. How can I say this? I don't want to say something that's not, that's going to get the channel, how can I say this? The powers that be have this in place for their own structure. Just like how, like in the street, like the people who make the rules in the street, like, I don't know, just say the mob or whatever it is. I don't know. They will make rules that benefit them, and you'll follow the rules and you'll be at a disadvantage, and they never follow the rules. That's the way it is in any game. Any game. Whoever sets the rules actually breaks the rules all the time. Trust me, the people who put this in place for you to start over in January, they are not starting over in January because they know the natural algorithm of the earth. And January is a horrible time to restart anything. Things are still dying. You get what I'm saying? Things are still dying off. Wait till March, wait till April, you know what I'm saying? And beyond that, you actually have to, stay consistent. You actually have to stay consistent with something for it to be effective. So if it's like basically running on a treadmill backwards, right? Like you running fast, like you burning fuel, but it's not aligned with what's happening in the world naturally. So it's like you need double time. It's like running up an escalator. You ever seen somebody try to run up an escalator that's going down? It's like if they would have just waited, got on the other escalator, it would have been. So I'm just saying, you just know you got an uphill battle because the natural frequencies that's, on the earth right now is not about rebirth. That's March. That's April. That's spring. So not only that, but you got to think about, if you need a whole year to renew something, then it's probably a problem. right? Like, if you say, damn, I want to get out of my lease, but I gotta wait a whole nother year. It's like, why not do a month to month? A year is so wasted time, right? So you do a thing in January. You fall off by March. And you wait an entire year to pick up from March to January. That's 10 months of wasted time just to say, I'm going to do it again and be in that same cycle. Why not break down the year into less? If you're the type of person to start something and be inconsistent and fail anyway, why not fail more often so you could reset more often? Why not break the year down into quarters? Why not break the year down into months? Why not break the year down into weeks? Why not break the year down to days? Why not break the year down to hours? Why not break the year down to minutes, seconds? Because the more you can get this thing reset and recycle and fail and try again, the more times you could do that, the more you on the path to be successful. You have to fail at, things, anything that's meaningful, right? You're probably going to fail at it a bunch of times before you get it because it's worth something. So you're never really going to get anywhere if you say, I'm going to work out January 1st. And then I work out January 1st to January 28th. I fall off the wagon. I pick back up a little bit mid-April. I go a little bit mid-March, and then it's over. Like, gym is done for me. And so the New Year's resolution, I go, oh, I'm going to do it again. No, how about when you fall off the wagon on January 28th, why don't you just consider that a whole month? Like, yo, I did 28 out of 31 days of January. That's pretty good, right? It's a different way to look at it. Like, okay, 28 days, like I was on it for 28 days out of the 31 days of January. Now it's February 10th. February got 28 days. If I'm consistent for the next 18 days, I beat that month too. You get what I'm saying? I did more than half of that month too. So now, in actuality, on March 1st, I got 18 days of February, 28 days of January. I'm looking at it like, yo, I'm not even, because a lot of the time, what's messing with you is the momentum from going backwards is stopping you from going forward. So if you could mentally trick yourself into being like, yo, look what I'm actually doing. Like, you ever thought you was doing bad and then look back and was like, I was doing great. Like, you gotta psych yourself out. You gotta make your subconscious mind believe that you are in a certain pattern so it could give you a certain pattern back. You get what I'm saying? Your subconscious mind is gonna give you whatever data you put into it. It don't know what to believe. It believes anything. So you could just be like, yo, damn, I've been so consistent. And then March, you'll gain more. So I'm saying New Year's resolutions are fine, but why we can't do monthly resolutions? Why we can't do weekly resolutions? Why we can't have this renewal energy all the time? Because I'm going to tell you something. In your life, you're going to have times where you have to renew yourself. You have to, like, update yourself, right? Because you have new things. You're going new places, right? So, for instance, some people, you'll see they have success. Boom. They'll be in Hollywood, big Hollywood star. They'll lose everything. Why? Because they have to upgrade themselves, right? You have to be like God. God transforms on every level it goes down. So God is like one thing all the way, at the top of the pyramid. It goes down. It's two things. It's talking to itself. It's God, the devil. It's three things when it want to create. It's four things when it want to be, it keeps transforming all the way down to us. Right? That's why a spotlight, this is getting too esoteric. I don't want to go too esoteric, but I'm just saying, like, when you see a spotlight on stage and it's got that cone and it's a representation of the same thing of the Christmas tree with the fucking star at the top that goes down, that pyramid thing, that's representation of God making itself through every level to get to the base level, reality where we are, right? So if you could, mimic that and be the center of your own universe and treat yourself that way and have a constant renewal, like God has a constant renewal, or like your body has a constant renewal. You go to sleep every single day. You don't wait a year to go to sleep because your body needs the constant renewal. If you waited a year to go to sleep, you would die. If you wait a whole year to do your dreams, it's going to die. It's only natural. You get what I'm saying? So let me make sure I said everything that I wanted to say, because I wanted to keep this video short. I don't want to just, you know, people got attention spans that's like, you know, I know I'm a person that talks in, you know, weird patterns. And I think that people's ears are really, you know, they used to watching shorts and everything is hyper, you know what I mean? Everything is dopamine, endorphin. Is like, it's too much for people to just sit and listen. So if you hear, I'm glad you're here, actually. And yeah, I think that was the gist of it. I think that was everything I really wanted to say. Break your shit down into months. Break it down into months. Do January. Do half of January. Do half of February. Other half of February. Do 2 weeks at a time. You know what I'm saying? When you a baby learning to walk, you don't just start running. You get what I'm saying? You got to build that momentum. You got to build that muscle. You got to build that strength. And you never get it if your intervals are yearly. That makes no sense. So scale them down. And I think I said everything I'm supposed to say. That's why they don't work. And that's something you could do to have them work better. Do your New Year's resolution, then do your February resolution, do your March resolution, do your... Watch at the end of the year, you're going to be like, yo, I did so much shit. Because you had a constant renewal. That's what I wanted to say. That's the last thing. So I'm saying when people get things that they don't necessarily deserve or they're not ready for, they easily go right back to them. Right back to the position they started in. Because when you get things, you have to treat them like you have them. When you have something to live for, you got to act like you got something to live for or you're going to die. It's simple and plain. You get what I'm saying? You have to now take the position. That's what I was talking about the creator coming down from different levels. You have to take the position of somebody who has what you have. If you have children now, you have to act like an parent. If you have money now, you have to act like you got money. If you have responsibility, if you have love in your life now, you got to treat your partner like you love them. You got to constantly upgrade yourself and upgrade your software to match what's going on in the programs that you're running. In computer terms, the programs really don't, that, you know, they get upgraded, but when you upgrade the software, it's to run the programs better. So if you want to run your program great, constantly update your software, and that means resetting as much as you can every week, every month. You know what I'm saying? So it's the God G Holy. It's great talking to y'all. We're gonna have more of these. I don't really care who watch them and who don't. The people who's supposed to reach is gonna get to them, and that's why I'm doing this. And you know, I'm just being, you know, a lot of times I ain't want to come on the camera and be this person and, you know, this, that, but I'm gonna figure it out because the world need my light. I got a certain type of light. I only been giving it to you in a certain fashion. So now it's other fashions that you're gonna get my light in, and this is one of them. So I'll be back, man. I'll be back. Stick with me. Yeah, but if you want to sponsor a specific topic, go to Con Wolf, purchase something, and you could just, yo, talk about this next episode, and I'll do that. You know what I'm saying? But let's get out of here. Let's go.
This, that, look, top down music. This shit feel like you on the, matter of fact, not even the freeway, the highway. Matter of fact, one lane.